Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil ameen. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'd. قال الله عز وجل وقال الرسول يا رب إن قوم اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. Dear viewers, we welcome you again into this series of programs called Social Evils and Their Redressal. Today, one of the problems that we have decided to talk about is the fact that Muslim generation is letting the Qur'an slip from its grip. Yes, we have started to abandon the Qur'an. That's exactly what the ayah says. وَقَالَ الرَّسُولُ. On the day of judgment, the Prophet ﷺ would say, Ya Rabbi, O my Lord, inna qawmi, my nation, ittakhadhu hadha al-Qur'ana mahjura, have abandoned the Holy Qur'an. Now, do we fall into this category? We got to ask ourselves this question. The reason? Do we use the Qur'an the way it is supposed to be used? Do we recite the Qur'an every other day, if not every day? Do we take inferences from the Qur'an, lessons from the Qur'an? Do we walk on the Qur'an? Which means, do we abide by the teachings of the Qur'an? And lastly, do we preach what Qur'an tells us, what Qur'an teaches us? Unfortunately, we don't. What we use the Qur'an usually is for taking oaths, when someone has to swear by the Qur'an, which is no. You and I know that that's not how it's supposed to be done. That's not how it is supposed to be used. And we use the Qur'an, or should I say just the copies of the Qur'an, when we have to marry our sisters and daughters and sons, and we give them a copy of the Qur'an as a present when they are getting married. And at the most, when someone has died, we recite the Qur'an, or we call certain huffaz from our society, from our locality, and have them read the Qur'an. This is what we have reduced the Holy Qur'an to. That's why Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, would complain to Allah Azza wa Jal that we have abandoned the Qur'an. Why is it that we seem to have abandoned the Qur'an? What's the reason? One of the primary reasons a lot of people give is that they think Qur'an is difficult to read, Qur'an is difficult to understand, Qur'an is also difficult to follow. And I'm not even talking about those who say that Qur'an is incompatible with today's society, with today's arena. I'm not even talking about them. Possibly we can pick that up as another chapter, another discussion chapter on another day. What we are trying to address today here is that Qur'an says, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have indeed made the Qur'an easy for remembrance, for taking lessons, for walking on the Qur'an, abiding by the Qur'an. And here we are, you and I, who feel that Qur'an is actually difficult. Should I tell you something? I have studied engineering and I have studied the Qur'an. And ask me, I tell you, engineering is far more difficult than the Qur'an. And I bet you, if anyone comes and says the opposite, because that's the truth, that's the reality. And unfortunately in the society, because of this notion that Qur'an we think is difficult for us to read and understand and infer, there are so many of us in the society that die without reading the Qur'an even once in their lifetime. So appalling is the status, so appalling is the state of affairs of us Muslims in the society today. While you may have brothers and sisters, while you may have people that can come and tell you Qur'an, if you try and understand the Qur'an yourself, you might as well get lost. You might not be able to understand even one word and you'd go astray. Don't listen to them. Ask them, are they going to come and rescue you in the graveyard once you have died without reading the Qur'an? So don't listen to them. Qur'an is for us to not only cherish, it is for us to live by. And if we start living by Qur'an, inshallah ta'ala, we will reign supreme once again. May Allah Azza wa Jal help us understand the importance of learning, following, and preaching the Qur'an, because the Prophet ﷺ himself says, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best amongst you is the one that learns the Qur'an and also that teaches. Are we doing enough learning of the Qur'an? Are we teaching Qur'an enough to people? Unfortunately, we are not. May Allah Azza wa Jal help us realize this, and may Allah Azza wa Jal help us get out, learn the Qur'an ourselves and teach it very successfully. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.